This is a really important topic, and you know, the fact is Beulah did die. She died just before Bishop Rosansky began to say Mass on Sunday morning. And it was very difficult for all of us here at the Eastern States, obviously particularly for the Commerford family, but Beulah's been on these grounds for somewhere between 40 and 50 years. She's part of the DNA of the Eastern States. You know, she was a beautiful, healthy animal who died of natural causes. And there are many people out there who are saying unspeakable things about a number of different people, and they really have no knowledge about the subject that they're speaking on. Beulah died, she was 54 years old. She lived fully a decade beyond her life expectancy. She was a very healthy animal, and we know that because as hard as it was for us here at the Eastern States, as well as the owners of Beulah, to have perform a necropsy on her, we know exactly that she died as a result of that study. We know she died of natural causes. So anybody who proffers something different than that is speaking beyond the margins, and they're inciting a negativism that really isn't fair to anybody. You know, all of us here are grieving for Beulah. I personally have known Beulah for 26 years, and Beulah recognized me. She recognized these fairgrounds. I asked Mr. Commerford to bring Beulah to the Eastern States this year because she's been retired, and for the past couple of years she's been an educational opportunity. She interacts with the fairgoers, she interacts with autistic adults and children, and she's very responsive to people. She's a social animal. She spent her whole life around lots of people, and for her, when she arrived at the Eastern States last week, you know, her trunk bellowed, she lifted her trunk up high, she bellowed, she was happy to be at really what is almost a second home for her. So she died with her owner on Sunday morning. Her owner was right with her. He called me over shortly thereafter, and you know, he closed her eyes, and the veterinarians came, and they confirmed that Beulah had passed. It's important to be respectful, not only to people, but to animals in this case. And we took the steps to remove Beulah back to her home. As a consequence, the authorities in the state of Connecticut were also notified. All of the protocols of the USDA, as well as both states, were followed. Those people that needed to be made aware were made aware immediately upon her death. And we needed to be respectful, like I say, to Beulah. And it was a very dignified transportation back to her home. And I'm happy that we were able to do that. As a matter of fact, I'm happy that, like I say, she died here if she couldn't be at home. You know, the animal rights people, while there are many who are moderates, and those people I will communicate with, but the zealots are animal terrorists. They do unspeakable things. They say unrepeatable words, and they do no good. I wish those people would approach with equal passion a care for those young children who are in our own area, who need food and education, love and care. So Beulah, you know, she's an institution unto herself here, and all of us are grieving for her loss, but she had a wonderful life, and it was her time to pass.